everyone, Duckyworth here, and I am here for my second part of my Tender Loving Care Let's Play. Yes, it's time to return to that wonderful, wonderful series that I've absolutely grown to have a lot of fun with, even though it's only been through the first part so far. But yes, last time I did this, I recorded the first chapter of this fantastic game, and it's already turning out to be a lot of fun. And let's just go into a resume last game here. Yep, so I'm on episode 2. And the last time that we headed off, so we've got the couple, God, I can't remember their names. John Hurt was telling us about this couple who they lost their daughter, I think, in an accident, and they either think she's still alive, or I think Jodie, and the wife, she thinks that the daughter's still alive, even though the husband knows it's clearly not. And then this nurse came in who decides to just strip off in front of them when she introduces herself to them. And yeah, I mean, she's clearly never heard of bedside manner. If she's doing this when she introduces herself to the people that she's going to be helping get better. I mean, I understand being confident in yourself and being forward, but you don't do it in front of your patients like this lady, especially if you've only just met them. I wouldn't feel comfortable with any nurse or doctor who just, when the first thing they do when they start introducing to me is posing like they're on the model of a fashion magazine, and then they start stripping off in front of me. I wouldn't do with that. For something a little bit different from last time, because last time, even though it did pick up the audio, it seemed to be a bit of a lesser quality, since I was recording off my microphone and not off the game itself. So this time I'm going to try recording the audio on my phone and then splice it up with the audio in the game, because I've got the video recording on my laptop here, and I can just overlay the audio on the recording, and hopefully that will turn out a bit better. Yeah, I think I'm already having fun with this game, even though I'm only in episode 1, and I have a feeling it's only going to get more and more high quality from here. God, like, the acting in this is like you combine this weird psychosexual erotic drama and thriller elements with the most overacting soap that you can imagine, with weird gaps between the dialogue and just like everyone acting. I mean, John Hurt clearly is trying his hardest with this, God bless him, but you can tell he's trying to pull something off with his character, with Doctor. But John, it's not worth it. You're not saving this. Okay, so let's begin with episode 2 and see how things go on for my one question about, is it better to masturbate than have it with than have sexual relations with someone they actually know? And then the answer is, it depends on what relationship you have with your hand. That's probably my favourite question so far, but a lot of them have already been brilliant in their awkwardness. Okay, so let's resume to part 2. Okay, so no phone messages this time with Miss Nellie Norton. Oh dear. Okay, so let's have a look at what anything in my diary here. Let's just take a look. Remind me never again to jump to conclusions about a person, because from the first instant I met Mrs. Randolph, Catherine, I liked her, because She has very kind eyes, nice hands, and she's dedicated to her job, which I know that she wants Jodie to get better, not because Jodie is her patient, but because Catherine cares about life, because she is a true caregiver, but I kind of get the feeling that Michael grates on Catherine's nerves. And he's avoiding Jodie and he's avoiding her, and it is hurting her feelings, so I have to tell him to say good night to her. Well, maybe he's afraid, like me, that something bad is going to happen, and maybe he feels so guilty about the accident that he's ashamed when he sees her. I can't stand to have anyone touch me except... I can't stand to have anyone touch me except Jodie. Of course not since the accident, so someone is touching... Ugh. Touching me in the context of this game, that could be taken many ways. So someone touching me, trying to console me, to hold me, it makes me sick and tense. Like, now, okay, so she's not open to having Wait, who's writing this? Catherine is the nurse, and Alison is the wife, and Michael is the husband, and Jodie is the dead daughter. Okay, so Alison is feeling anxious whenever anyone makes contact with her, apart from her daughter that she thinks is still alive, and Michael. Poor Michael wants to touch me, but I can't let him. I can't stand to feel his hands on my body. I can't stand it when he kisses me. Jodie's body is so light. She's so light, but it almost feels as if she will float away. Oh, so she's a Drifloon from Pokemon. And sometimes she stares into space with this vacant expression on her face, as if she was seeing right through me, as if I wasn't really there. Well, today, as I was sitting on a bed, I began to weep. I was shaking and crying. I couldn't stop. Are you sad? I asked Jodie and told her that I was crying because I was so happy, that she was all right, and she's never going... And she's never gong. God, her handwriting's terrible. I mean, I know she's not mentally well, but she's got a lot of stuff going on with her, but still... She's never gong anywhere without a seatbelt again. She'll never be hurt again. I'm actually looking forward to tomorrow. I'm glad that Catherine is here. Well, the thing about the story is that this premise, I mean, I've said this before, like instances where they think that this... I think that she's going to help them, and the nurse, even though she's very suspicious, and they think that she thinks the daughter's alive, even though she's passed away long ago. It can make for a good suspense thriller story, if only the acting and some of the hilarious moments weren't so present, with them randomly just throwing in like a erotic moment so often. Okay, let's see what's on the radio today. Is there going to be that one doctor again? Let's listen.
Hi, I'm Dr. Betty Sharpstone. If you can't
Betty
quite get your act
Sharpstone.
together, if your issue is poor self-image and
What's with this
depression
music?
combined with a mix of self-pity, you need to
Like,
read my new book.
Classic
I Can't
90s.
Stand Myself, 10 Ways Women Can Get a Life. I
Oh,
was a single mother. I worked my way through college. I even managed to get a black belt in Taekwondo.
oh.
So don't try to tell me that you can't do it. Quit whining and get on track. A trip to your bookstore and a mere $24.95 could change your life. If I could personally come to your house to kick your butt, I would. But I can't.
Oh, I ever heard this
So
before.
I wrote a butt kicker of a book. Buy it today and listen to my daily radio show on KPRB.
No!
Now go out and get a life.
I can't remember whether that was there in part 1, in chapter 1, but this lady is she's telling everyone who has mental problems, she will come to your house and kick you in the posterior, and that you need to stop whining about your problems that you're having, even though they're probably very big problems. They might be big problems, and telling you to get a life. I mean, I understand cruel to be kind, but tact? There's no tact. No one has any tact in this. Oh, okay, so the test in this one is in the bath. Oh, let's head to Catherine's room as the camera with legs very quickly walks over to oh yes, look at this. This looks like my grandma's house, my late grandma's house. I'm sure her bedroom looks a lot like this, except it didn't look quite as robotic. It didn't look anywhere near as robotic in the in how it looks. Is there another book in here, or is it going to be more of the birthday with a Wiccan? I look naked. Oh no, it was a new book. Sacred Techniques of Tanta. Oh God. Oh no! Apparently, I picked up a copy of the Kama Sutra. So now we know what Catherine enjoys reading. So the first one's prove that she's a witch who likes to go naked while performing sex rituals, and now there's one where she's looking up sacred techniques of tantra, the Yoni and Lingam massage. Do I want to know what those are? God, look at that face of that guy there. He's just like, yeah, I know you watching, audience. Look at us, we don't have any shame. I mean, what's this about holding the legs in place? So, like, this person is just like, no, I don't want to do this. Okay, let's read. Yoni, pronounced Yoni, is the Sanskrit word for the vagina. Loosely translated, it means sacred space or sacred temple. I've never heard of any female friends or my sister or mother refer to it as that in real life, so I've never heard them refer to it as a sacred space or a sacred temple, so... in Tantra, as these translations suggest, the yoni is regarded with love and deep respect. Yeah. Lingam, pronounced lingam, is the Sanskrit word for penis. Again, loosely translated, it means wand of light. Okay, apologies if these are the actual Sanskrit words and these are actually what they actually mean, but these are just funny to me. In Tantra, the lingam is honoured as an instrument of pleasure and channel for creative energy. Okay. Yes, I like to be really creative with my wand of pleasure. Let me show you what I can do with it. The purpose of a Yoni Lingam massage is to provide a context in which the receiver attains a high state of sexual arousal and experiences intense sexual pleasure. The giver experiences the joy of facilitating and witnessing that pleasure. Yoni Lingam massages are an excellent way for lovers to build trust and intimacy. While orgasm is often a pleasant and welcome side effect of the Yoni Lingam massage, well, there's probably going to be something that does happen, it is not the goal. Rather, the goal of a Yoni Lingam massage, just call it getting laid, is simply pleasure. Neither partner is pressured to achieve anything, and both can therefore simply relax and enjoy. When orgasm does occur in this context, it is often more expansive. Well, in the context of a wand of pleasure, expanding, intense, and satisfying than with any other kinds of sexual activity. What did you do today, Callum? I read about wands of pleasure with sacred temples expanding and Yoni Lingam massages. Lingam. Sorry, I'm pronouncing it wrong. Okay, let's see what's on the table. What's a tape recorder say? Has she recorded anything about having wet dreams about her patients today? About stripping off in front of them inappropriately? Okay, let's listen.
I just met with Allison. It was very disconcerting.
Hmm?
She reminds me so much of Colette. The way Colette was when I first met her. Damaged goods, the diamond covered with mud, all that.
Hmm.
When I sat down next to Allison and took her hand in mine, I felt my neck and chest become flushed. It's not just her appearance that's similar to Colette's. It's that look in her eyes. It's hard to describe it. At first they seem dull and lifeless, like the eyes of a corpse, but then just for an instant you see a glimmer of life. You see her former personality. It's just the way she was before the accident.
How do you
know?
know?
To get out, I can see that Allison's true
How do you
self
know
is
that's what Alison was like before the accident?
vibrant and sensual.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna help her get it back.
Oh, I bet you are.
Oh, I know. You're muttering, here we go again with the Mother Teresa complex. Well, sometimes I wonder if I did become a nurse simply because I'm drawn to wounded people. But I know that I am good at what I do. No, not good. I'm excellent.
You're
believe that
certainly
we found
certain
this
of yourself.
for a reason. My purpose in life is to help people get well. Michael and I had an immediate connection that...
Did you?
The wrong kind of connection.
Oh, yeah. You stripped off in front of a
I'll just have to
window,
be careful with
clean
him.
knowing he was there.
And myself, too.
Oh, okay, so... Alison reminds Catherine of Colette. Was Colette like a girlfriend before or something? Like she had like they were together? But, I'm sorry... She's married to Michael, and for all you know, they're comfortable together. Like, I mean, even in spite of like Alison's position and like what she's going through, she's carrying a lot of baggage. You're trying to hit on her while she's clearly married to someone else, and there aren't any signs that she's not happy with Alison. That Alison and Michael aren't happy together. So. I'm sorry, it doesn't matter what your orientation is. Back off, lady. You're invading on a married couple and you're trying to hit on Alison, even though she's clearly together with Michael and she hasn't shown any signs of being interested in you. So, yeah, you can stop. I don't care what your intentions are to help them or not, but you're saying that you're going to help her in the ways that you think that helps her. I still don't completely trust you. I still don't trust you. You're probably going to try and hit on her while Michael's not looking and try to draw her away from him. Okay, let's see. I'm shaking. Alison looks shockingly like Colette. I even thought for an instant she was Colette. That old dizzying burn. It's been ages since it last weakened my knees. Now it radiates out from the centre of my body. I held Alison's hands as I sat beside her on the sofa, wanting and not wanting her to be Colette. I don't think they noticed how distracted I was. Alison, my heart goes out to her. And Michael. I couldn't see him, but I know he was... yeah. Okay, you didn't see, you could tell he was there because you're psychic. Okay. A bit of a thing to come up when you see it. A bit of a topic to come up, and the first words I saw was stabbing at her genitals with a knife. Oh, great. Hermaphrodite. A man brought his wife into the clinic after he found her on the kitchen floor during the middle of the night, screaming and stabbing at her genitals with a... Oh, God. Ow. Okay. I'm sorry about this if anyone's sensitive to this kind of thing. Ouch. She was a startlingly beautiful young woman, a fashion model who had recently returned home from working in Paris, where she had been suffering from a prolonged bout with walking pneumonia, as opposed to sitting pneumonia. Is that a thing? Walking pneumonia. I never referred to that before. The patient had to be put in protective gear to prevent her from hurting herself. The patient's family doctor revealed to Dr. Turner that she had been born as a girl, but during puberty, hermaphroditic growth of a penis had occurred. Actual growth of male genitals on a normally developed female body is very rare, but it does occur. At that time, surgery was performed to remove the unwanted organ, and she was given female hormones to counteract the testosterone that was invading her body. She was not, however, given extensive counselling. As a result, she was now suffering from psychosis. Dr. Turner believed that the ill health of the patient and the extensive travelling had increased susceptibility to the occurrence of hallucinations. The phantom phallus was a manifestation of the childhood trauma. Yeah. It's like, this game, it starts off with like all these crazy things about like the erotic Nellie Norton and like all the crazy acting, and then it throws this in. It feels a bit jarring that they're throwing in like all these like jokes and like this subpart acting, and then it just throws in these relatively more serious notes in it. It's like it doesn't mesh. It feels a bit jarring for them to be putting that in. Where to next? Okay, let's go to a study. Let's see if there's any anything that Michael's written on seeing Catherine stripping inappropriately at the window. Yet you didn't know he was there. Then was there only reason he was stripping to... Wait, you're trying to get together with both of them? Is that why you, it sounds like you're trying to hit on Alison, and it also seems like you're trying to hit on Michael. So what, you just want a freeway? Is that the only reason why you got a nurse job? I mean, whatever floats your boat, I guess, but don't come into a family saying that you're a nurse and then doing it under false pretenses. That's not right. Is this just the same as a CV before? Yeah, I think it is. Okay, let's see the computer. The old 90s Apple Acorn computer. Oh dear, okay, here we go. Just had a glance. Mrs. Randolph arrives. I have to admit that she's nothing like I expected. First of all, she's very attractive. And young. She did something really strange. Yeah, isn't that the understatement of the century? She began unbuttoning this sheer blouse that she was wearing. I have to admit that I was turned on. Well, she gave this... She gave me this sexy look. I couldn't help glancing at her breasts. I had a sudden impulse to touch them. It made me feel manipulated. Yeah. It made me feel manipulated, though, like she was toying with me. Maybe she doesn't think about stuff like that, but she's a nurse. Well, she should, but you seem so... Thank you! This is what I'm saying. But it seemed so inappropriate. For a second, I had the notion of firing her on the spot. Yeah... You don't do... It's bedside manner. You don't go... I mean, okay, firing her just on the spot. I mean, giving her a warning and then, like 3 strikes you're out system, maybe. But, I mean, just her unbuttoning a blouse. I mean, yes, that's not right. But, I mean, yeah, that's wrong. But, I mean, maybe a 3 strikes you're out system. I mean, as long as she just didn't, like, take a skirt off and rip off her panties, I mean, that would be a firing offence if she just did that, like, right just in front of you. Just streaking when she's supposed to be doing a job. I don't know if I like her. Every time I tried to start a conversation with her, she blew me off. Maybe she just wants to keep everything on a professional level. You just said she's inappropriate and she tries to keep everything on a professional... Mate! You're contradicting yourself here. But I was hoping we would be working closely together to help Ali. While Mrs. Randolph was getting acquainted with Alison, I took a walk up in the hills. I hadn't been there since before the accident. It's such a relief to be able to leave her alone. I realise that I need to get away from the house more. Okay, time for yourself. Maybe now that the nurse is here, I can go back to work. The other day, I had lunch with Leon. We went to this crappy Mexican place that he likes. He asked me when I was coming back to work, and I said that I didn't know. He told me about his niece who was paralysed from the neck down in a bicycle accident. Everybody in his family was so hopeless and depressed. Everyone except the niece. She never gave up hope. It's been a struggle, but she's been going through physical therapy and she's actually getting some feelings back. The doctors think she might walk again someday. He told me that I should be inspired by a story. He said that I should never give up hope. He also told me I need to align my friends. Well, he's not really my friend. He's my boss, just a guy I work with. Well, he seems nice. He seems to be like caring for your problems and giving you advice. And your boss seems like a swell guy. I've really only had one really great friend in my life, Mike Sievers, my best friend in high school. He was genuine natural. One of those guys who could do almost any sport without hardly trying. Mark was a daredevil too. He would jump 20 feet out of a tree. Ow! So he's reckless. Or ride a motorcycle full throttle down... Wait, what? Ride a motorcycle full throttle down a dark road at night screaming like a maniac. Yeah, and then he got noise complaints from the neighbours because, I hope he had his headlights on. Everybody at school loved him. They all had high hopes for Mark. He was sure to get an athletic scholarship to a good degree. Okay, so he was, the big guy on campus, apparently. Mark and his family moved into the house across the woods the summer before my freshman year. I was sitting in my tree fort one day when Mark climbed up through the hole in the floor. He had some dirty magazines and a joint. Okay, so now you're going to get high while reading porn. I had never seen either one of these illicit things before. Ooh. Mark got away with everything. Okay, you're saying he gets away with everything. What, is he just is he committing crimes in his off times? When he put it like that. People instantly likes and trusted him. Okay, so he's a Gary Stu. All the girls were... Oh, yeah, so good for him. All the girls were in love with him, and he was incredibly lucky. He always won games or bets. He never lost a fight. Wow, he sounds like a really interesting guy. Once, he actually evaded the police on his motorcycle when they tried to give him a ticket. Yeah, he's a criminal as well. Yeah, like I said. Yeah, great friend. He took off cross-country and they never caught him. Yeah, so he's committing... The police can't catch him. Yay! This exploit became one of our high school legends. Yay, one of our students broke the law multiple times and got away with it. I can admit now that I was jealous of him and his illegal dealings. He exuded confidence. He never seemed to struggle at everything. He always... so he always got what he wanted. So he was a brat who always got his way and never had to face any hardships in life. Yeah, sounds so thrilling. But he was a great friend, the kind of guy who would never let you down. During our junior year, Mark's family had this German exchange student come and live with them. She was beautiful, really tall and athletic, pretty face, blonde hair, sly, sexy smile. Oh dear, is this going to be... Wait, what does this do with Mark? We both instantly fell in love. Oh, okay. Her name was Susanna, and she exuded this powerful sexual aura. So she's exuding pheromones. Ugh, doesn't sound nice. The girls at school seemed like little kids compared to her. I was so jealous that Mark had this amazing creature staying in his house. He told me that he... That sounds creepy. He told me that he could smell her when he walks by a room at night. She didn't wear perfume, it was just the scent of her. That sounds like that Ed Sheeran song when the guy sang, when he only sings about, I'm in love with your body, now my bedclothes smell of you. It's like I don't know anything about your personality or what you like as a person or what your likes are. Just that we did it one night, my bedclothes smell of you. Your essence and juices all over, and now I'm in love with your body and absolutely nothing else about you. That's what I always got whenever I listened to that song. I need a beer. Oh, clearly you do. You're speaking you're going off too long. I have to mention... No, it didn't. I was out on the side porch just now in the dark when Mrs. Randolph came to her window and stood there. I could have gone inside, but I was curious. She knew I was watching her. She knew I was out there, and she put on this show for me. Sort of a display. What is she trying to prove? I can't stop thinking about her amazing body. Yes, okay, she looks nice. We get it. Just knowing she is in the next room is going to make it difficult for me to sleep tonight. Oh, God, I hope one of these scenes don't go into him having a wet dream. I can't deny that I'm attracted to her. I mean, What's that got to do with it? I mean, I'm not dead. Yes, thank you. But you're dead in my brain. She's very, judging from the acting, she's very sexy. We get it, and alluring. I want to know more about her. I hope that Alison never stumbles across this, and I never password protects my private journal so my significant other can't come across any secret thoughts that I have about everyone. Oh, yeah, great. These people are just begging for the problems to start. Okay, let's look in the kitchen. See if there's anything in here. I wonder where the movie is going to be for this one. Oh, in here, okay. Ah, okay, it's Michael. Why is your shirt undone?
I couldn't sleep.
Yes, thank you.
I thought it'd be weird having someone new in the house, but...
Well, it's been weird so far.
More than I bargained for.
Even before she came in.
Thinking about replacing her, but...
Okay.
Now, Alison shocked me with her response to Catherine. I mean, she was totally against the idea, and now she's acting like... I don't know. God, I wish I could stop thinking about her.
I like that painting that's behind him. I'm just paying more attention to that.
I need to get to bed.
Wait, you just said you got up!
Warm milk. It's supposed to help you sleep. I hope it works.
Oh, yes. Nice. Thank you for that. Okay, so... okay, let's see if there's anything else around. Nope, nothing there. Nothing there. Oh, wait, what the... That is one square cow! Look at that painting! With the head and the tiny legs of a huge square body. I've heard of barrel-chested, but never box-chested. Look at that. I'm sorry. It's just a little thing, but it makes me... It's the same map. It's the same map from earlier, the Rogue Valley. Yeah, nothing else new. Okay.
The next TAT will be given in the bathroom. Look for the book.
Oh no, we're going to read the erotic art book for the quiz, and Matt's going to get some interesting responses from it. Okay, let's see what's going on in here. Anything? No? Okay. Oh, well, that was a... If this quiz is the last thing in the chapter, then this is going to be a... I'm probably going to call 2 chapters tonight, because, yeah, the first chapter was the intro and part 1, and then this. So I might record part 2 and part 3, depending on how the next video section comes along. Okay. Anything change with the medication here? No? No? Okay. Just check in, and... Okay. Time for the quiz, and let's see what... Yes, thank you, the erotic art book.
When you've concluded this test, you will return to the story. Do you wish to proceed?
Yes, please. Yes, okay, let's see what images they have this time. Let's just get my mind ready for strange questions. Okay, here we go. Yes.
If this woman showed up at my house, I would...
Oh my god! And so it begins. Okay. if this woman showed up at my house, I would invite her in, put a blanket on her, not answer the door, ask her where she got the 4-foot-long penis. Yes, that one. It's either, I mean, in reality, if that happened, I'd probably not answer the door. But, okay, let's see. Ask her where she got the 4-foot-long penis.
Sometimes I dream about death and sex.
Right, that's a bit of an ambiguous question. So, is that death and sex in the same dream? Is it sex sometimes and death other dreams? Is it death having sex? Let's just go with death and well, I mean, metaphorically, I mean, technically speaking, it's true. So yeah.
These women are standing in.
Oh, lady! Tweaking that reminds me of her tweaking a nipple there. That reminds me of the Monty Python sketch where there was the Venus de Milo, and then there was the hand that just tweaked the nipple, and then she started. It was like a radio knob, and then she just started dancing on Michelle. Okay. Let's see. Oh, and we've got a lady in the back there. These women are standing in a theatre balcony, the window of a castle, a brothel, a private bath, a shop window. Well, under the what's that lady doing there? Let's go with let's just say it's a very strange theatre balcony.
I often fantasize about being dominated.
Let's go with true.
What is going on here?
This lady is a furry, judging by this. Oh wow. The woman is playing with a pet bird. The woman is posing for an artist. The animal is copulating with the woman. The woman is being visited by her guardian angel. Well, look at the position. And I mean, it looks like she's kissing, playing posing for an artist. Let's go.
She is going to kill herself because...
Wow. Wow, okay, just gone the sudden 180 of a mood here. She's going to kill herself because her husband died in a battle, her lover cheated on her, her child died of a plague, she's lonely. Oh yeah, great, waiter. What's that wisp there? Her husband died in a battle, her lover cheated on her child died of a plague, well, I mean, given him a time period, I mean, children dying of a plague was sadly pretty common, given that. Lover cheated on her. Let's go with her husband died in a battle.
What does nest of spicery mean to you?
A box of potpourri, a woman's boudoir, a vagina. No, that's the thing in the ritual of that. I thought that was supposed to be like the sacred temple or whatever it is, like of a sacred space. A scented pillow, a spice rack. Well, for me personally, it means a spice rack, so let's go with that.
Being a eunuch would be kind of fun.
False.
Sex is the best thing in the world.
No opinion.
The old man reminds me of...
Oh, this is the guy who was, Oh my god, this game! Okay, I don't care what the other ones are. That one's too good. Colonel Sanders.
Sex. with death.
Must be, severed head. What? What is the context with this question? Is it trying to say she's thinking about, is that her husband, her lover, her prostitute that she often went to? Is she gonna give him head? Most people equate sex with death. True, false, no opinion.
I have dabbled in homoerotic relationships.
Well, no, not personally. Well, I've never been with someone. I say that I've come out as bi recently. But I haven't been with anyone. Oh, okay. Oh, what are you doing? Oh, he's interested. Nice dressing gown.
I thought you were still sleeping.
Oh, she's got my headphones.
I've been going
what was that water noise?
And I think that using Valium as a depressant
Oh,
and
coffee.
Sedanol as a sleeping pill is overkill. Ideally, we should wean her off of all medication.
It's more like a doctor's decision, don't you think?
Yes.
I will consult with Dr. Turner on this, of course.
Well, I mean, that's what a nurse is. That's what a nurse does. It's like they're supposed to give.
Late most mornings.
They're supposed to have a look at them and give suggestions to the doctor.
That's a mistake.
What is?
Huh?
You're keeping her too comfortable and secure in her condition.
What?
We need to bring her out to a more active and self-rewarding existence. I take it you didn't always make breakfast.
There's a number of things I do now.
A more active and self-rewarding existence.
Allison hasn't cooked or baked a thing since Jody. Since the accident.
Since Jody, you're not being very subtle here.
Your wife is desperately holding on to the past. But by you doing things that you never did before, you're helping her to create an unreal world.
Sorry.
Where she doesn't do what she did before and is actually losing her grip on the past.
Oh, that's not true.
Makes sense. Wonder why Dr. Turner never put it that way.
Just trust me, please. I have a lot of experience with people in her state of mind. We need to change things. Starting now.
You're not intending to do anything shocking, are you?
She's done shocking stuff already.
Just go upstairs and tell her it's time we all had breakfast.
It might be too abrupt.
It's not too abrupt. She'll understand that you have a stranger in the house and you want to make a good impression.
The mornings are always the worst. The depression, it's overbearing.
Do you want me to do it?
No.
No.
Oh, that was
I'll do it.
that was
Good.
rash.
Tell her that I'd like to discuss Jody's breakfast.
You'd like to discuss it? What was on the screen there? Was it more of your diary about how you're crushing on her and that skirt is way too short. I'm sorry, that again, nurse's uniform. You don't wear not to sound like a Puritan, but you don't wear skirts that short when you're trying to be professional.
Allison.
Is she trying to hit on him again? Oh.
Allison. The nurse is down in the kitchen and she wants breakfast.
Oh.
She wants to discuss Jody's breakfast with you.
Oh, wait a minute. Is the
Jody's breakfast?
Is the nurse trying to baby her? Is that what's going on?
I think you better handle this.
Yes.
Wow, way to further entertain your wife's delusions by saying that Jodie's alive like this. Okay.
Well, Catherine's certainly doing her job, isn't she?
No, not really.
She seems to be having the right effect on Allison, but I'm not
Does she?
sure about the way she's affecting Michael.
Does she?
What about that bit of business under the table?
Yeah.
Do you think she did that on purpose?
Probably.
Michael appears to be a little confused.
Aren't we all? You look confused during these scenes yourself, John. Okay.
Prescription drugs are always good as long as they are prescribed by a doctor.
I agree, I disagree, I have no opinion. Well, I mean, if a doctor's looking at it and have given you a course, then you should finish the prescription course. I mean, the whole purpose of a prescription is that they give you the drugs, and then you're supposed to finish the course, and if they don't work, we move on to something else. So, I mean, with my knowledge with things that have been prescribed, it's like they've always worked. So, yeah, I agree.
Sometimes I wish I could control another person with the power of my mind.
Oh dear, if I say true to this one, does this mean that one of the characters is going to get psychic powers? I wouldn't want to... Personally, false. What's this question? What does this have to do with... I have bowel problems. What does this have to do with what's going on in the story right now? What, if I say true to this, is Michael suddenly going to need the toilet every single chapter? Or is Catherine or Alison or... false.
Catherine is a tease.
Well, yes. Well, yeah, she's unbuttoning a blouse. She's stripping off in front of a window when she's not supposed to. And she's wearing clothes that are way too short for her position. So, yeah.
A young person should be able to have sex at whatever age they feel comfortable.
Oh. A young person should be able to have sex at whatever age they feel comfortable. Specify young person, please. By young person, do they mean child, teenager, adult? I don't know. They need to specify. I have no opinion.
Michael has inappropriate feelings for Catherine.
Well, well, I mean, he's dreaming about her all the time and constantly talking about how, well, I mean, at the same time, is it yeah, I agree. We're starting off here. Okay. Okay, so we're starting right in front of her laptop here. Okay, let's see what's in here. I slept better than I expected, and woke feeling my calmer, more poised self. What a day yesterday was. The chemist... What chemistry? What chemistry? The chemistry with Michael, and then Alison. What, you mean the lack of chemistry? And then Alison, looking so much like Colette. Oh dear. I'm still... okay, so Alison's not the only one who's believing that someone's passed away still alive. Was Colette dead? Yeah, I think she was. I'm still not over it, but now more intrigued than shocked. Colette just never understood. For me to be intimate with someone didn't mean that I had to be monogamous. Yep. She's trying to get together with both of them so that she can have a threesome. That's it. That's what she's getting into here. But they're married, and they haven't shown any signs that they're looking for a menage a trois. So, well, is that a correct term? Yeah. So, yeah, lady, you're invading. Back off. And sleeping with her didn't mean that I had to give up men. Her leaving hurt me, though. I enjoyed her as much as anyone. I never wanted to lose her. I always wanted to be friends. I told Alison that watching a nurse take care of my mother after she'd suffered a stroke inspired me to become a nurse myself. Of course, the story isn't true, but as in the past, it helped establish a bond. The truth is that I became a nurse for no particular reason at all. Wait a minute. The story isn't true. Oh my God. Liar! You're lying about having a mother who suffered a stroke. I'm sorry, but that seems like trying to garner sympathy points here. Oh my... Catherine, you're a vapid... You're a vapid bint. Wow. And I got into psychiatry simply because there was a job opening. So, I mean, sometimes jobs, I mean, you don't get the proper... Sometimes you get a different job or that you think you might want in life, but still. God. But that's when it all changed. I turned out to be good at it. Very good. I really. And now that I'm a licensed therapist, the doors are really beginning to open. God, I was sick of following orders from those idiot doctors. The only difference between them and me was that they could afford to go to med school, or that they had some sweet, dedicated, naive woman like me who put them through like I did for my ex. And every one of them felt threatened because I was smarter than they were, except Turner. Every one of them felt threatened because I was smarter than they were. You're coming across as, without any evidence, I mean, she can say that, but with how she's acting, she just sounds like she's full of herself, and they could afford to go to med school. Well, I mean, they've been to med school, and they have the proper qualifications to become doctors, so they know what they're doing. I mean, there's no evidence any of those are like phony doctors or they're doing anything illegal. So if you start giving people drugs and you don't have the license or the qualification to give them medicine, but lady, you're breaking the law. You're not making a good example. You're not a good example of a nurse. You're just someone who got the job just because you felt like it, and it was just happenstance where you happened to be good at the position. You're getting between two people to try to force yourself onto both of them, even though neither of them have shown signs they're interested, and they're not accepting your advances so far, and you make up lies about your mother having a stroke so that you can get sympathy points. Condoms! Oh, God. We go from the kind of graphic and more serious one about hermaphrodites to condoms. A 35-year-old white female came to the clinic to be treated for depression. She was also obsessed with collecting used condoms. Her fetish was extremely arousing, but it also disgusted her. It aroused her, but she felt disgusted. She realised that what she was doing was not normal, and this made her morose. She worked as an insurance underwriter at a big agency in Portland. She was a very neat, well-dressed woman. I instantly noticed her beautiful, well-manicured fingers. Because that's the first thing that you pay attention to, as opposed to looking at a face, like you're supposed to make eye contact with someone when you first meet them. No, you just stare at her nails. I mean, I know ladies and some guys like to do the nails, but pay attention to the eyes. Look, make eye contact first if you just meet them. For several years, she had been gathering the spent prophylactics from areas of prostitution. She never saved condoms from her own sexual encounters, though. She kept the strangers' condoms in cigar boxes that belonged to her grandfather. Yeah, I'm sure her grandfather is really happy about that fact, that his boxes that he collected cigars in are being used for holding used dirty condoms. Oh, God. Some of these, I know if you're going to be a nurse or doctor and you're looking after stuff like this, you need to take reports of this kind of things, as sexual health is important, but knowing Catherine, it feels like she's collecting all this stuff and looking up books like for Kama Sutra and being naked just because she's raunchy. That's what that feels more like. She looks at these things because it makes her turn her on. Okay, what's she recording next?
I love to watch Allison knit. She sits so still like a statue, but her hands are moving incredibly fast. Like she's in a trance, like she's possessed by the ghost of the state fair knitting champion. I'm walking out in the garden and the wisteria's blooming and the air smells of honey.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Ah.
Hello? Did I break this thing?
No, what happened?
A big fat bumblebee just flew into my head and I dropped the recorder.
A bumblebee flew into your head?
I'm okay now.
What? Did it go up your nose? In your ear?
Appears to still be
in your mouth?
I'm standing by an old barn.
Okay.
Some little birds
Just
build a nest.
bee flying into a head?
So busy. Can you hear them chirping?
Yes.
One of them has some golden stuff in his beak that he's weaving into the nest.
Good for him.
It looks like hair.
Okay.
Now he's flying up to the house. He's going to the window of my bedroom.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
Oh my
He's
gosh!
taking hair out of my brush that I left on the windowsill. Oh, how neat.
Oh, is it just
They're using
neato?
my hair to help build their home.
Isn't it just neato? Oh my god! Birds using things to build nests out of, including my hair. So a part of myself will forever be a part of their domicile. And even though I may one day die, I will forever be a part of its house. Knowing Catherine, that is probably the connotations. But I'm just imagining her turn to a yandere. I mean, given what she's doing, that's probably what... Oh! Darn it, I forgot to look at the poem from last chapter. I forgot. Okay, let's look at what this one says. The paradox. Love with excessive heat, more young than old. Death kills with too much cold. We die but once, and who loved last did die, but who spoke it, who told it did lie. Such life is like the light which shines yet, when that light of life has set. I cannot say I've loved, for who can say that he or she was killed yesterday? Okay. Oh, the Tantra book again. Any different... Oh, it's a different position. Oh, okay, so this one's a recurring arc. A recurring arc of the Yoni and Lingam massage. Take a long, relaxing bath. Oh, okay, this is turning into... Is Stolas from Hell of a Boss writing this? Because I'll be interested in that. If he did something like that. Or is this what Mary Magdalene from Judas and Jesus writes? Because, oh, okay, this is getting a bit hot. Take a long, relaxing bath. You and your partner can do this together or separately. Scent the water with a pleasing essential oil. Unhurriedly, create a quiet, intimate space. Light the space dimly with candles. Burn incense. Play soft music. Spread pillows about. Undress. At a leisurely pace, begin the process of bonding with your partner. Gently caress one another's skin. Kiss. Hug. Gaze into one another's eyes. Continue this until both you and your partner feel emotionally and spiritually connected. Okay, that was a little bit hot. I mean, this is when it tries to be erotic, but the acting and the weird question choices aren't making... Oh, hello, Alison.
Catherine told me about you, and I was a little scared at first. I thought I'd be afraid when we first met. She assured me that it'd be okay. And you know what? She was right. You know, I thought I'd hate having her here. And now for the first time in months, I feel hopeful. I can't believe it. Michael tries hard, he really does. But he doesn't understand. I mean, he's Jody's father.
I think he does.
He's a very good father. But it's different being a mother. I think only a woman could really understand. Even Dr. Turner doesn't get it. But Catherine does. She really does.
Yeah, she really understands. Yeah, she's gonna be great. Okay. God, okay, you can speed it up. If nothing's gonna change, you can make it so it fades quicker. Is this still the... Nah, that's still the Valium. No changes to the... medicine. Hasbury erotic art book. Any progression with the saga of the erotic art book? Oh, there is. There's another one. Oh, I wanted to look at the picture, but for some reason it doesn't let you go back. Oh, God. Oh. The face of a... knowing this, well, judging by her expression, she looks like she's smiling there, and she has her foot on the back of his neck. She's clearly wanting him to take her. And he's like, oh yeah, baby, spread those legs wide. Yeah, look at that. He likes what he's seeing. But as art has shifted to reflecting real life, so have the voyeurs. Gone are the cherubs and gods, and in their places are voyeurs who look more like ourselves. In Tintoretto's toilet, yeah, it's about erotic, toilet of Bathsheba, for example, two men, seemingly odd and wise, peek around a garden wall at the young woman as she sits naked before her bathing mirror. Well, wait a minute. What's she doing sitting naked before a bathing mirror in public? Her beauty is classic, and alone she would be a simple study of the human form. With two men watching, she becomes erotica. Okay. Her pose becomes suggestive, perhaps even inviting. We wonder what the two men can see. We put ourselves in their places. We wonder if she knows we are there, watching. Okay, that's actually a good point there, because I mean, it's just like nudes. That's just seem as like that usually seems like it is different when the context changes and you see people like looking in on them on the subjects. It sometimes kind of like the context changes, and sometimes it views different. I think it kind of depends. I think. In later paintings, such as Rowlandson's The Spyglass, there is no question the lady lifts her leg and lies back, as open as her discarded magazine. The watching then becomes the main force of the sketch itself. The men keep their distance, although she invites them closer, the target exposed. 6 voyeurs and a vase of erect serpent-like objects keeps careful, steady, private aim. Well, okay, but it's actually a good point, that one. Personally, I think it depends. I mean, it's like it depends if they're trying to if they're truly looking them with. I mean, yeah, the one with the old guy like looking in on her, where she's parting her legs. I mean, there's no context. There's no question we're going to do it, but it depends on like the drawing. There's the square cow again. Yeah, it just depends whether it can be seen as just tasteful, erotic, or whether it's can become porn. Okay, yes, CV, yes, good, yeah. Okay, what does Michael have on his computer here? I already looked at no, I didn't mean to click on that. I don't know if I like the idea of Alison going off for drugs. It scares me. After the accident, the drugs were the only thing that kept Alison from having kids. There we go. There we go. You need to call the doctor and ask him what he thinks. I need to call Turner and ask him what he thinks. Alison did perk up, though, when I mentioned Jodie's breakfast. I guess that's a good thing. Mrs. Randolph crossed and uncrossed her legs for me. I know she knew I was watching her. I just knew it. Well, she didn't really make it very easy to hide it. I mean, that table's really high. She's in view, so, yeah. Turner must have told her that Ali and I haven't had sex. But before we go on to this, it wouldn't be so bad if Catherine was promiscuous but still clearly wanted what was best for Alison and was actually professional in her job in spite of her more voyeuristic nature. I'd be more fine with her being more alluring and erotic like this, but reading the diaries of the characters and the fact that Catherine clearly doesn't respect bedside manner, yeah, it's not good. It's not, yeah. Turner must have told her Ali and I haven't had sex since the accident, so why is she doing this to me? This isn't fair. Women just don't understand how doing something like that can drive a man crazy. Actually, I think some women, unfortunately, are fully aware they're taking advantage of someone like this when they... Sometimes it happens, and Catherine is one of those cases. A little while ago, I was showing Catherine where we keep all the cleaning stuff. She brushed up against me, and her breast touched my arm. Because if this was a guy who was doing this, then it's just as bad. It's just as bad. No, she's clearly crossing boundaries, and you need to call the police on her, or at least get her checked out, call HR. It was like getting a shock. God, I just realised Catherine reminds me of Susanna. Oh, again. At first I didn't realise that she and Mark were having sex, but when he told me how it happened, I knew he wasn't lying. Have you told him about that incident where you had sex in front of everyone in college? That was, oh wait, it was later. Susanna came down in her bathrobe. She said she was having trouble sleeping. She sat next to him on a couch. He glanced over and saw that her robe was slightly open. She was naked underneath. She knew he was looking at her, but that's what she wanted. Well, hang on, okay. Well, okay, I mean, in this case, in Susanna's case, I mean, she didn't know that Michael and Susanna weren't together, and Mark came first, and they were just and yeah, so there's nothing really wrong with this. She spread her legs a little wider to give him a better view. Oh, he started kissing her. Then he went down on her. She did the same for him. Wait, so she went down on him? Oh, okay. So it was a 69 position, apparently. I imagined this scene hundreds of times. I put myself in Mark's place, Susanna with a robe open to show her perfect breasts. You know, why isn't it ever, I mean, I know they often use perfect breasts as something, but why don't we ever show things like not perfect breasts, but still you like them all the same? Her long hair on her naked shoulders, the smell of her and the feel of her mouth and tongue. Ooh. They started having sex all the time. On the bus while they were in front of everyone. In the bathroom when it was a public toilet and everyone was waiting for it. In broad daylight on the beach. In an airplane. Why not? Susanna was on the pill so that they didn't have to worry about her getting pregnant. He told me everything that they did. Oh, that's insensitive of him. It's like, unless someone asks about your sex life, don't ask, don't tell, mate. Keep it to yourself. It drove me insane with desire. I mean, not every person wants to know about the fact that you're banging with your significant other in public. Catherine and Susanna, very few women have what they've got. The raw sexuality that pulls guys to them like moths to a flame. Except from what I can hear, Susanna isn't manipulating everyone like Catherine is. Unbuttoning her shirt in front of me, standing in the window, uncrossing and crossing her legs, brushing up against me. What is she thinking? She wants to sleep with you! That's what she's doing. She's being very... she's being uncomfortably inappropriate with her advances on you because she knows that you and Michael are married, but she's still but she knows that you're trying to, but she knows that you're together, but she's trying to get together with you anyway. Hugging the shame boy. Huh? Arthur Merlin has been a therapist and guide for over 25 years. He's the author... See before? He is the author of I Walk Like a Man, The Underbelly of Paternal America, Travels of My Mind, Big Book of Macrobiotic Desserts, and The Goofy Sufi. The Goofy Sufi. That sounds like if Goofy from Disney started a yoga class. He raises vicunas in Marin County with his wife and their 15 adopted children. The other day, a friend of mine, I'll call him John, phoned and asked me to get together with a cup of coffee. He told me he was having some problems with his wife and he needed some help. I have been a licensed therapist and family counsellor for 25 years, and I could tell just by the tone of John's voice that he was in trouble. We met at a restaurant later that day. John walked up to the table and sat down with a big sigh. His expression had the shock today, his blank, numb look I'd seen on the faces of people after a... Oh, God. Yeah, when did this game come out again? Yeah, I think it was before that, but still, yeah, let's just leave it at that. Susan is leaving me, he said matter-of-factly, instead a menu without blinking. That's too bad, I replied. How did this come out? She says I don't know how to love her, he said as he chewed on a fingernail. She says she doesn't love me anymore. I asked him how he responded to this. I didn't know what to say. I just didn't know what to say, so I stood there. That made her even madder. She packed her suitcase and left me. John's reaction is typical of a lot of men. He was raised by a stern, stoic father who said things like, only sissies cry, be a man, be a stiff upper lip, don't play with dolls, you look like a girl. Oh dear, so apparently his dad was like, real men can't show compassion or be feminine in any way. John spent his entire childhood suppressing his emotions and feeling shame whenever he felt pleasure or love. Oh dear. Even there should be a U there, typo. Even masturbation was discouraged as a sinful, selfish act. John couldn't even love himself. Is this why they asked a question about is it okay masturbating? Is masturbating better than having an actual relationship? Is that where this is going? Is this treating masturbation as screwing yourself? John didn't want to go to the war in Vietnam, but his father shamed him into enlisting. When John came home from... Oh God, this guy's had a load of it, hasn't he? When John came home from the war, his psyche was scarred and withered by that experience. But even then, he was shamed into suppressing his anger and fear. Shame is the legacy of our Puritan ancestors. Shame is the heritage of our fathers. Shame is the seed we will pass on to our sons if we do not break the cycle. The shame boy is the little voice here we go. The voice inside of our heads that says, don't show emotion, don't give your love freely, don't look weak. Okay, this one's okay, this book's actually got some good help here. In John's life, the shame boy had taken over his personality so completely that he appeared to be a callous, uncaring, cold man. In reality, John was a warm, loving person. What I needed to do was show him how to turn the shame boy into the lover boy. The shame boy cannot be killed. The shame boy cannot be smothered. The shame boy must be hugged. By embracing the shame boy, it loses all power. It struggles at first like a child throwing a tantrum, but after a while it realises it is helpless to resist and it is filled with love. I gave John a mantra to repeat over and over again. Here is what I told him to say. I am a good boy. I am a happy boy. I am a lover boy. Oh God, this isn't going to turn like he's crouching in the corner and just like sitting in the corner and he's just rotating and typing stuff out like The Shining, and it's just, I am a good boy. I am a happy boy. I am a lover boy, over and over. He was instructed to sit in meditation for 1 hour every day and repeat it. Okay. Then I told him to stand naked in... Oh, okay. Well, in the context of this was actually... I told him to stand naked in front of a full-length mirror and look at his body. He was encouraged to say, I'm a beautiful man. I am a lovely man. I am a lover boy. Afterwards, he was told to go for a long walk and say something nice to every living thing he met. A love walk. Yeah, because that wouldn't have... strange looks from everyone around, wouldn't it? What is it going to say? Look, talk to all the plants and all the flowers and all the birds and just say that to them? That would look a bit strange to quite a few people. After 2 weeks, John called me up on my phone again. Let's get together for coffee, he said. I've got some news. Oh God, come on! I met John at the same time. Let's get going along. Some of this is interesting to read, but if we go on for too long, it's waffling. There's a lot of reading in this. And it's not a... Oh, good. He and his wife got back together. That was good. First of all, kind of silly. After I was told this is shame boy selling corn. I visited all my... Oh dear. Here it goes. Okay, I'm not again, polyamorous relationships. Sometimes that's okay, but, that can be an okay thing, but only when they're fully knowing about this. Does your wife know that you're having 7 simultaneous relationships? Do they know that you're seeing 7 women all at once? I've started warm, caring, beautiful relationships with all of them again. Well, at first they were just platonic, but after a while they started begging me for it. Man, it's fantastic. I'm actually having 7 simultaneous relationships, and all of them are warm, caring, and loving. I told him this was quite a feat. No, you should be asking whether they're aware of this, because, is it just me? Would it be, if I heard one of my friends who, to my knowledge, was married to someone and they had been seeing them for a long time, suddenly got together with 6 other people and they weren't telling the other people that they were seeing someone else, they were just going out on numerous occasions to see 7 different people and sleep with 7 different people on different... I wouldn't be supportive. I would say, mate, do they know? Are they aware that you're doing this? If not, then this is wrong. Thank you, said John. I owe you my life. Without you, I never would have hugged the shame boy. I never would have taken part in 7 simultaneous relationships at once that make me come across as just a man whore who just sleeps around and just never lets my loved ones know of all of where my junk has... God. What is this game? When John lost the restaurant, I could see his lover boy walking beside him and holding his hand. It made me cry all over again. Well, yeah, I'd be crying if I just heard someone say that my self-help advice had just inspired him to cheat on 7 people all at once. Oh, God.
The The next TAT will be given in the master...
Shut up, John Hurst. I'm still trying to process what's going on. This guy's seeing 7 people at what? Again, if anyone in the audience today has ever had like any polyamorous relationships or knows anyone with any polyamorous relationships, was that as weird to you, to me, as it was worded? Because this is the Mima Hansen weird weed whacker thing again. Because yeah, but from what I was seeing, it just sounded like that guy took self-help advice from a guru and used it to cheat on 7 people, all at the same time. And this game is treating it like it's a... Well, I think it's treating it like this is a good thing. Oh, God. I didn't expect that tender loving care. I mean, you've thrown a lot of strange things at me already, but that was something I wasn't expecting. Well, that's a highlight for this chapter. Guy cheats on... Oh, no.
When you've concluded...
No, not yet. Cheats on 7 people at once. Oh, dearie me. Okay, let's see what the badly written diary says today. Catherine told me that I should stop taking so much medicine because she... looking at her writing, I mean, I know sometimes people don't write within the lines, but looking at the writing, this looks like mad writing. Catherine told me that I should stop taking so much... I'm just expecting her to start writing red rum in one of these. Catherine told me that I should stop taking so much medicine because she said that made me too sleepy. They help with her sleeping. And that I misread that as indeed, because they're spacing so bad. I needed to be wide awake because Jodie needs me to be alert. Catherine in my house is like having... Don't you mean having Catherine in my house? It's like having a big sister over for a visit and not like a nurse at all. I had a funny dream. I was a little girl, the same as Jodie, and when I woke up I looked at my body and was amazed at how grown up my body is. And when I looked at myself in the mirror, like I haven't seen myself since the... Oh God, I thought that was her going, really seen myself. Since the accident, I was shocked at how old, and Jodie said I look just the same, and she said I'm the prettiest... I thought that was woman, but it was spelt mom-in. What mom in the world. And God, what a beautiful day. And I'm glad that Michael finally, that spacing is terrible, listened and got a professional like Catherine to come. Oh, no, she came in another way, it seems like. Because he thought that we could take care of Jodie on our own, and he's just like a man to not ask somebody for help. Like, you're seeing a doctor! Isn't the doctor help? Like when he had a flat tyre on a country road and he refused to walk across the field to that farmhouse to use their phone. So we had a big fight and Jodie and I had to sit in the car and wait for an hour when he walked to the gas station. Oh, okay, yeah, he should have walked across to the farmhouse. Okay, that's on him. Okay, what's the radio said? Say more about the woman threatening to come over to beat our butts if we don't stop whining about our problems and get a life.
Hi, Dr. Betty. I love your show. It's changing my life.
Thanks, Sally. How can I help?
Well, I've got a little problem.
That's why people call in. Can you turn your radio off? We're getting feedback.
Oh, sorry.
That's better. Now...
I'll get right to the point. My husband and I are having problems in the
Of course.
Problems.
Of course.
Yeah. You see,
here we go.
Matt just doesn't know how to please me.
Have you talked about it? Have you been to any kind of therapy for couples?
Yes, we went for 6 months. Nothing worked.
So your husband knows what you want, but he won't give it to you.
Precisely. He thinks I'm too, kinky.
He has a problem with your bedroom fantasies.
Yeah, he's offered to do everything but that one thing, and it's driving me crazy.
What one thing?
And the one thing
I'm morbidly curious.
I can't mention it on the air.
Oh, come on,
Come on, with
Sally.
everything that's
It's
going
the
on.
90s.
That's what I tell Matt all the time.
Let me take
Just
a wild
go ahead
guess.
and say it.
Does your husband have a problem with oral sex?
Not at all.
So what's the problem, Sally?
He won't wear the rubber Nixon mask.
I'm sorry, Sally.
Robin.
What did you say?
He won't wear the Richard Millhouse Nixon mask. He thinks it's weird.
You want him to wear a Nixon mask when you make love.
Her reaction
And
to
he
it.
thinks you're weird.
Yeah.
Isn't that silly?
Sally?
Yes.
She wants to screw Richard Nixon. Wait, was that the end of it? It just... Did the radio just cut off because... the radio host quit on her after hearing she's got a fetish for former President Richard Nixon. Okay, that was pretty good. Tender loving care. Okay, what's the phone say? What are we gonna have a fantasy with Richard Nixon? Is that what's gonna happen when we come on this? Richard Nelly Norton again. Ooh. Okay, let's see what we listen to this time.
Hello, this is Dr. Turner. You have reached the...
Oh, we're going to get a fantasy with John Hurt now.
If you would like to make an appointment, please call back during business hours, Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Thank you for your call, and remember, to become a butterfly, one must first be nurtured in a protective cocoon. Goodbye.
And I shall give you our special service. Come and see Dr. Turner, and I shall give you a special inspection that you shall never forget. I honestly thought that they were going to... I mean, this game has crossed so many lines already, so why stop now? I thought we were going to get John Hurt trying to phone sex us. That was... I mean, with how this game's going, that wouldn't surprise me. If anyone has the hots for Hazel or the Horned King or anyone else that John Hurt's voiced, I thought that's where they were going.
When you've concluded this test, you will return to the story.
Okay.
Do you wish to proceed?
Yeah. Okay, looking at the time here. Let's do this and watch the next video and then do the questions, and then that'll be it for this one. Okay, let's go.
Where is this couple now?
Looks like they're in space by the looks of it. Look at their faces. The way that they're drawn, it makes them look like E.T. They're still in the house. They're ghosts. In heaven, they're still in the house. They're ghosts. They're in the ground. Well, pretty forward there. An old folks' home. In heaven, they're still in my house. They're ghosts. Let's go this one, and so we can get a haunting later, hopefully.
The berries symbolize...
What is this? Is that her hair? Does she have a doily on her head? Is it, soap suds? Is it a wig? Is it a... What is that? The berries symbolise nothing. Death. A bountiful harvest. Greed. Bountiful harvest.
Pouting is a good way to get what you
what's with the creepy child faces in this? Is that a child? And what's with the weird hair? This one looks like he's got a giant tarantula on his head. Look at that. Yeah, that's the eyes and the bits of the front. Those are all the legs. Yeah, the dog knows what's up. Look at the dog. The dog knows what's going on here. Just looking up at the... Oh my god, there's a giant spider on his head that's going to bite him and he doesn't know. There's a random drum here. False.
The figure in the shadows of the
God!
is
Okay, that's pretty creepy. What's he holding? Is he holding a piece of paper or something? The statue in the shadows of the room is an ogre, the girl's father, a statue, a ghost. I seem to be going for a haunting theme for this one, so yeah, let's go with a ghost. And then the next chapter is going to have Casper play a role. Realise that Catherine is secretly what was the name of that the villain from Casper? Thinking that she's her and gonna get it, and then he's gonna summon the Ghostbusters to come in and suck her up.
The dog is thinking.
That two things that caught my attention besides the dog. That cat does not look right. That face. What is going on with that face there? And those shoulders pads look weird. Look a bit too poofy. It looks like it should be something there for if that's a child. And again, I don't know if that's fashion. The dog is thinking, kill the cat! I have to go outside. I'm hungry. Dogs don't think. I'm hungry.
When I die, I want my body to be...
This looks like one of the paintings from Wolf Walkers. That's a nice painting. Cremated, buried, left to rot, mummified, put in a cryogenic tank. Cremated, buried. Well, if I'm cremated, we have our dogs, our late dog Maddie's ashes up there in our room. In the study now. So if I do this, maybe I can be with her. Cremated. Let's go cremated.
Is it really
what's going on here?
Pass through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter heaven?
Yes. What kind of question is that? Is it harder for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle rather than a rich man to enter? Oh well. Well, I suppose how big the needle is, but yes.
You can tell
look at us, tiny feet. Look at that. This painting looks, everything about it. The woman beats her daughter. The woman loves her daughter. Yeah, I sure look happy. The little girl is spoiled. I can't tell anything. Well, judging by the context here and the little girl's holding flowers, well, that table's floating in space, and feet. She's got very tiny feet. So, this is what it looks like, so to say.
My idea of heaven is...
clouds and angels. Just like this painting. Oh wow, those cherubs are tiny. A ream! Augusta National Golf Course. A beautiful palace. Nothingness. Just like the clouds and angels. Beautiful palace, clouds and angels. Oh. And Clouds and Angels seems a bit, well, everyone says their idea of heaven. Let's go with, just like this painting, so that way I can be surrounded by animals. Oh, here we go. Wait.
Good morning.
Oh, I was going to say, did we see this scene? Oh, no, okay, so...
Sorry I slept so late. Yes, well, we have to get on a schedule, so it's best we start right away. Okay. You can go upstairs and get dressed, Mr. Overton. We'll call you when we're ready.
I don't like this setup. No.
Well, go on, Michael.
Oh, dear.
Michael.
This is going to go into... this is going to go very south quick. Oh, cuts away. Oh, okay, he's mowing. Yeah, okay, mowing the lawn. Yes, without his shirt. Oh, this one's for you, ladies. Sorry about the screen being pixelated. It's just like this is the video quality because I'm playing this on a full screen on Steam here. So this is the best video quality I've got. I'm surprised by this. We're gonna.
What's up?
Allison wants you to do that later.
Why? I'm almost finished and it's supposed to rain.
How do you know?
It would be really helpful to me if you could do it later.
Helpful to you. Helpful to you if you can do it later.
Nap and you're keeping her awake.
You're not keeping her. What are you talking about? I don't like this. I don't like this. Yeah, Catherine's taking a.
What are you doing?
Yeah, what are you doing?
I told Allison I would give Jody a sponge. In the beginning, it's going to be very important for me and for you to follow through and do the things we say.
A sponge bath.
I need to win her complete confidence.
Yeah.
Can't you?
Of course.
After you shower and change, I have a list of groceries I want you to get.
Why is he walking around with his shirt off, by the way?
Maybe you prefer a sponge bath.
If her stripping off in front of him when she first came in was awkward, why is he walking around the house without his shirt off in front of their nurse? I mean, I know it's hot out, but put something on. Mate. A tank top, anything. Okay, so where are we going now? That's nice cheap. Oh, and now he's wearing a shirt. Oh, here he is. We're going to see John Hurt for real? Yes, Dr. Turner, and we're going to see Queen Chrysalis. From Friendship is Magic. No. I wouldn't trust Queen Chrysalis with my mental health or any problems for that matter.
He's with a patient.
Well, can I wait?
He's got a very tight schedule.
I'll just be a few minutes.
He's due at the state hospital immediately after this appointment, and he's running late.
It's important.
You couldn't call it in?
Very briefly.
Is this an emergency? Is your wife with you?
No. I just came from...
Then perhaps I can schedule an appointment for you.
No, look. It is an emergency. I really need...
Okay, so a man just comes in and just barges in.
Please have a seat.
And then...
And when he's through with his session, I'll ask when he can see.
I mean, I know you're urgent, but... Mate, you're not really... You didn't try calling the Chrysalis Institute? You just barge in? I mean, I know there's often like a... Oh, she just put her glasses on between scenes. Oh, okay, who's this? Oh, okay, he was giving him a looks.
What are you looking at?
You walked by him in a low-cut top and you walked past him in such a manner. I mean, I know that doesn't excuse him, like, passing looks at her, but still, I mean,
I'm sorry.
you don't wear the, I mean, if you go into the doctors or something like that, lady, you're not going out for a night on the town. Dress up. What is with this game and people not dressing appropriately?
Sit down. What's wrong, Michael?
I'm sorry.
You keep your foot. You're so dark, don't you, John Hurt?
The only way I could get Mrs. Greenstreet to agree to let me stay.
She tries to keep me on schedule. So, what's up?
Well,
Everything.
The therapist has arrived.
I know. She called me.
Oh, she did. Well, she never told me. She was critical of Allison's medication.
We did discuss it. But now that she's there, then I think we stand a good chance of getting Allison off some of the drugs.
Then you agree with her?
You don't?
I didn't think she was qualified to make those decisions. But I didn't want to appear critical of her either.
I understand. She is very experienced dealing with people in trauma. How does Allison feel about her?
Oh, much better than I expected.
Well, That's a good thing, then.
Well, I suppose.
You don't like her, is that it?
Yes.
No, it's not that I don't like
We
her.
don't like her.
Has there been some kind of problem?
Yes. Lots of problems.
Her methods seem unorthodox.
Oh, that's one way of putting it.
Well, she's very authoritarian, for one thing. She's virtually bossing me around in my own house.
Yes. Catherine is used to a lot of responsibility. She was a head nurse at a very young age.
Doesn't exactly...
She is extremely intelligent.
Doesn't exactly excuse her...
Although her name is Mrs. Randolph,
being bossy and looking down on people, though, and hitting on people who...
She's better at solving other people's problems than her own.
People who don't...
The failure of a partnership should not be a condemnation of the people involved, Michael. Sometimes things are just not meant to be.
Of course. I don't know why I said that.
Is there anything else?
Yes, the most important point, actually. She seems to be humoring Allison too much.
Humoring her?
Yeah, I guess I expected her to be dealing in reality, but she just seems to be fostering the illusion. I mean, I just
that
think
is
she's
true.
going about it all wrong.
That is true. You're still saying that Jodie is alive, even though she's not.
You've been dealing with Allison's condition for what? 6 months now?
Yes, just over.
She has an enormous task, you know. And a major step would be for her to gain Allison's trust.
That's what she says.
Well, she's not lying.
The problem is that
sure she isn't.
with everything Allison's been through,
I guess you think it's dumb for
it feels like Catherine is trying to take advantage of her. That's what it feels like. Allison is unfortunately... She feels like a character who's easily manipulated because she wants it, because she's...
Well, thanks for your time.
Because she needs someone to take care of her. But Catherine's like taking advantage of us.
Seeing yourself like that. I thought I handled it rather well, though, don't you? I mean, if I knew then what I know now, I might have altered my approach somewhat, but given the circumstances...
You would have hired Frith to
responses to Michael's
give advice, and then you would have given him the Black Cauldron.
Well, appropriate, to say the least. Wouldn't you agree?
I don't know.
Michael is the kind of person who has a short fuse.
Oh, judging by how he was just like losing it at the desk there, yes.
Michael was looking with a lustful eye at the young woman in Dr. Turner's office.
He was.
Can a man be both passive and sexy?
Oh yeah, I mean, there's like shy guys that are sexy. Characters that are like more reserved and shy, and yeah, I'd say so.
When it comes to abortion,
wow, okay, game, okay, tender loving care. You go from these kinds of questions, and then all of a sudden you throw in abortion. Another thing I didn't expect to come across. I am pro-choice. I am pro-life. I ride the fence. Well, personally, well, I mean, if someone doesn't want a pregnancy, and like given the circumstances, it could be a child of rape. It could be that he didn't want a child. I'd say pro-choice.
how do you feel in the company of highly intelligent people?
Well, I mean, it depends on how the intelligent person acts. If it's in the case of Catherine and she's like looking down on me and thinking like better than everyone else, I'd say intimidated. Okay, intimidated, stimulated, superior, humiliated, comfortable. Well, I'd say generally I would say stimulated because I'd like to learn more about what they know, and they get me to want to know how to learn. So, in a general sense, I would say stimulated.
The word which best describes Mrs. Greenstreet is...
Oh, it was Mrs. Greenstreet, the secretary there. Okay, bossy, efficient, loyal, snooty, dense. Well, everyone in the story is dense, so I can't really... Well, I'd say efficient. Oh, okay. Wait, where's this? Oh, we're in the office now. Oh, okay. So we've got different places to look around next time. Okay, then. Well, I think with that, I think that's a good time to stop for taking an eye. Yes, fitting image there of Michael's shirtless scene there, showing off his bod. Okay, let's take a look at what my profile says so far in this chapter. Is the kind of person who can draw energy from stimulating company. Believes in the rights of the individual to make decisions about own bodies. Patient fantasizes and even wishes that joyful living will never end. Okay, that one's actually pretty accurate, I'd say. What? How did you come to that conclusion, John Hurt? What? Suggest that patient visit a chiropractor for spiral alignment. Oh, God. Yet another thing that I didn't expect to come across. So apparently the game thinks that because of my questions, my answers to questions about sex and drugs and characters, I now got back problems. I didn't have bowel problems, so I need back, so I've got back problems, clearly. Oh, what a perfect way to end this. I need back problems. I need back chiropractor. To the chiropractor. Away. Oh wow, this one went on for a while, didn't it? Okay, I think I had fun with that part. Okay, that was part 2 of my live reaction to Tender Loving Care. So, yeah, this one was fun. Okay, so how will the next part go? I'm imagining Catherine will probably continue to baby, take advantage of Alison's condition to try to sleep with her and get between Michael. Everyone will walk around without clothes. John Hurt will continue to say that I've got back problems. And wow. Okay. Okay, I think I'm going to stop here now and see you all later, everyone, for when I record the second part of my Tender Loving Care Let's Play. Bye, everyone, and take care.